everyone. Today, we're going to look at a game played by one of my top students. He's rated a little bit over 1500. He's actually better than that. He played it a few days ago. The time control was 45 minutes with a 45-second increment. And this is an important note. In order to get better at chess, playing bullet is fun, and playing 3-minute chess is also fun, but playing longer games prepares you best for regular tournaments once they come back. Um, I'm not saying you should not play Blades or Bullet. They will not make you worse, but if you have time to spend playing a longer game where you can think about every move prepares you best for longer games in actual tournaments. Anyway, let's get to this game. My student's name is Mark. He on chess.com in the longer time control. He's rated just under 1700. His opponent is 1400. And let's take a look. The opening is the French, d4, d5, nothing special here, and white chooses the exchange variation, which, if you're a lower rated player, probably is the best way to try to achieve a draw. Obviously, pawn takes back. Knight c3. Knight c3 is playable. A lot of the time, white plays knight c3 and tries to castle long, for example, and the knight kind of makes sense. Sometimes black can play c6 and the knight makes slightly less sense, but this is definitely an okay move. Mark plays bishop b4, which at first looks weird, but this is actually a recommended move. Mark knows his French theory really well, and you will see it in this game. Bishop d2, which, I mean, it stops black from ruining white pawns, so it's not terrible. This is not the greatest bishop in the world, but the argument is made that this bishop is now not doing too much either. Okay, Mark continues to develop, puts pressure on this pawn. My defense, knight e7, getting ready to castle. White gets ready to castle as well. And here, white should pay attention to what's going on. There is a very simple thread behind this move. The knight is pinned, which means this pawn is free. And white kind of needs to do something about it. But he does not, which is highly strange. So Mark just wins the pawn. The thing is, and this is an important lesson, a lot of people get into a position where they go off material and they kind of just stop paying attention, begin to play too fast, end up even losing their game. So it's important to keep focusing. It's important to continue to take your time. Um, and one of the key points here to remember when you're up, a lot of the time it's a good idea to simplify by trading pieces. Don't do it. Don't do it at the cost of everything else. But in general, black in this position would like to trade, and white would like to keep more pieces on the board to keep the position more complicated. At any rate, white kicks the bishop. Mark drops back. He could take, but taking improves his bishop. And so instead, Mark just brings his bishop to a much better square. White drops his bishop back. And here Mark decides to simplify. He trades. White does not really want to take with a pawn. His king will be completely open. So bishop takes, takes. Mark got his trade, and now he played here. It looks, for the moment, that white can win this pawn. I will pause for a couple of seconds and let you figure out why this move actually does not work. So the reason is after white takes, black takes, white takes, black has a discovery. This queen is on the same line as this queen, so black moves the bishop and wins the white queen. Which is why white played there. It's not an entirely terrible move, but it's not great. Uh, it now threatens to win the pawn because there is no discovery, but at the same time it weakens the light squares quite a bit. Black does not have a light square bishop to take advantage of that, though. Okay, Mark just plays solidly. Again, there is no need to do anything crazy. You're up a pawn, so just play solid moves, get all your pieces into the game, trade some of them unless it really hurts your position, and just win. White plays knight e2. It looks like a slightly weird move until you realize this knight does not have too many things it can do. So he's bringing the knight to a potentially better square, not f4. White plays queen d7, which has several points. One, the rooks are now connected. You want to get all your pieces into the game. And second, occasionally the queen peeks over here. And maybe in some world this could become interesting. Queen z3. It's a chess move. It gives White some additional options if he wants. It looks here. Uh, it doesn't do too much else. Maybe White has some idea later on to try to challenge the black center. Okay. Queen f5. Good move by Mark. Improving the queen and asking White if he wants to trade queens. White avoids the trade, which is the correct decision. The only problem is there is this pawn over here, which now becomes free. It's important to ask yourself after you move, what can my opponent do? And Mark did not see too much risk in taking the second pawn. So he's up to pawns now. White is trying to cause a little bit of trouble, but Mark simply brings his queen back. The queen will help protect the king. Black is up to pawns. White has very little counterplay. Knight move here is good. It attacks the queen. For the time being, the knight is centralized. But again, black is solid and he's up to pawns. So Mark simply moves the queen out of the way. Maybe he can try to force more trades. And for the time being, everything is perfectly safe. White stops this move, gets ready to put a rook on this line. It's a good move. And Mark decides to expand in the center, forcing this knight from his beautiful square, which is a very good move. The knight drops back, and now Mark offers a queen trade. White declines again, but now the black pieces are starting to come in, and on the next move, black is getting ready to do something like this. b4, White is trying to complicate the position, which he should do. If the position remains boring, black will simply improve his pieces, trade, and win. So white needs to do something weird. Mark simply gains time on the queen. One of the things that white could have potentially done is put one of the rooks on the e-file. At least it stops black from controlling this line. But he was trying to do crazy things, so we cannot blame him too much. He's trying to open up lines, cause a little bit of trouble. The problem is, though, Black is uh, improving his pieces while gaining time. 93, and White is actually threatening to take, because after Black takes, White can take here. But Mark plays Queen e4, which kind of threatens things. One of the things, if you notice, is occasionally Black has this move, but he doesn't have it right now. That's the problem. But the difference is right now he does. So White takes this pawn first, trying to complicate things, attacking the Black bishop. Mark takes back. Now this knight is triple attacked. The knight is also pinned. D4 is also a thing. So White at least is attempting to stop this move, which doesn't really work. Mark plays it anyway. He has enough support here. White finds a nice move here. He'd still losing a pawn, at least a pawn, because the logic is Black can take here, and White can take the bishop. And Black can just open up the king. He's still up to pawns, and his pieces are just going to start coming in. But Mark comes up with an even nicer idea. He takes his time. Notice, by the way, in this position, he spends more than 5 minutes on this move, because when you play a move like this, you have to take your time. You have to calculate. You can't imagine how many games are lost because someone spots an idea, says, "Oh, this looks good," and just plays it, and then loses. So it's important to calculate. Mark spends almost 6 minutes on this move. It's a piece sacrifice. Let's see the point. White grabs the bishop, and now check. And the logic here is the king moves here. If he goes the other way, I want you to spend a few seconds to figure out what Black's plan is going to be. And the plan is Black can move the knight with a discovery, either knight here or knight here, and this king is going to be in a lot of trouble. So the king moves this way, king f1, but now we have this check. The king is trying to run to the middle, but here he is going to get punished. Another check. And Black simply takes the knight, and he has a completely winning position. Let's look at the rest of the moves very quickly. White tries to bring the rook to defend, but now his position just collapses. Black takes the pawn, double check, and things are not getting any better. The king moves, and now everything has been done with tempo. He can queen right away, but Mark decides to take the rook with check, and then queen with another check. White keeps not resigning. So rook check, queen check, and now he takes the rook for free. And here, White finally throws in the towel. Several important things that we can learn from this game. First, if we look at the time spent on each move, you can see Black spent 6 minutes 20 seconds on one move, 9 minutes 50 seconds on another move, 5 minutes and 3 seconds here, another 4 minutes here. And this is important. When you have time on your clock, when you have, let's say, 45 minutes, it's a good idea to take that time. In case you were following the Magnus Carlsen Invitational, you may have seen the semifinal match between Magnus Carlsen and Ding Liren, where they took turns allowing checkmates. Um, and the reason that happened is because of the rapid time control. They were required to play fast. When you're not required to play fast, it's a good idea to take your time and calculate things, which is what Mark did here. You saw the result. The second important lesson, when you're up, usually you want to keep the position simple. You don't want to go too crazy. Keep it solid, keep it safe. Trade. Don't trade just to trade. Make sure you're not ruining your position. Um, and vice versa, if you're down, you want to make the position more complicated. Um, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will make more game analysis videos as well as more puzzle battles in the upcoming days. So please like, please subscribe, and I'll be back soon. Thank you.